Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about what it is and how you can create your own ransomware. Of course, all this for educational purposes. To begin with, what is ransomware? It is a virus that enters in your computer and encrypts all your data. Once encrypted, it asks for financial compensation, generally in bitcoins, since they are more difficult to track, to return your data. And if you do not pay within the time request, it destroys your data. Moving on the code, we are going to use Python to program it, and we will use the cryptography library, since it allows us to encrypt data using a key. And we're gonna use the OS library too, that allows us to interact with the system files. Then, we will create a function to generate a key that we will use to encrypt the data. We're gonna do this using the fernet method generateKey, and we will save the result of this in a file called key.key. Then, we will create another function that I called loadKey that allows us to read the file that we just saved to use it to encrypt the data. The following is the most important part of the code. Then, we will create the encrypt function. This will be responsible for receiving the path that you want to encrypt and the key with which it will be encrypted. This method will make a for loop for each file and folder in the path. If it is a file, it will encrypt it with the key. And if it is a folder, it will enter and repeat the process recursively. To finish, within a main, we will define the root that we want to encrypt. We will generate the key and that we're gonna use to encrypt, and we're gonna call the encrypt method that we created before, passing it the root and the key. Then a readme.txt file will be created where we will ask the user to ransom the data. Now, moving on the decryption section, this is very similar to the previous one. The methods are very similar, only that instead of encrypting, we are going to decrypt. Here we are going to have two functions, loading the key that we already saw and decrypting. This is practically the same as encrypting, only it uses the fernet method called decrypt. And in the main of this, we will pass the root that is plain to be decrypted, and we will load the key, and we will call the decrypt function, to which by parameters we will pass the root and the key. Finally, we will delete the txt file that requests the ransom. Now, let's see how these two files that we created work. Here I have a folder with the files that I want to encrypt, and I'm going to run the code. As we can see, the files of all types has been encrypted. I can see the image, I can't read the txt, and I can't read the document. The same for the other directories. And the readme.txt file has been created. Now I'm gonna run the decrypt code to see what happened. As we can see, all our files are back to normal, and the ransom note has been deleted. Ransomware is a very dangerous threat, so we must take the necessary precautions to protect ourselves, such as installing an antivirus and not downloading non-original installers. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you next time!